Hey everyone, it's me, Meleesa Luna, and I'm here to go over some plant TLC. I did a live and it was really awesome to hear everyone give me feedback on what they did after they learned some plant tips. So now I'm going to share this with you. So I am Meleesa the Salon, and I have a mini little oasis here, a jungle that I have created because I love plants. I come from Costa Rica and it's so lush and green. So part of my mission with the salon and its sustainability is to have things that I connect to and share them with you so we can all benefit from its well-being and their beauty and qualities that are of wellness and positivity to us. So if you have been in Meleesa the Salon, you know there's a ton of plants. I call it my mini jungle, and with this comes a lot of responsibility. I was never really a gardener, or I didn't really know that I had a green thumb, but I learned from trial and error, so I chose to step out of my comfort zone and start working with plants that were easy to work with. And from then, I felt more confident and I started building relationships with them, and I learned that it is all getting to know the needs and wants of the plant. And it's very intuitive in the sense that you connect with them, and you need to have patience and understanding for what they need, of course following the basic rules. I hear a lot that people overwater plants, and it's all about balance, people. So I am going to talk to you about some of the plants that I have here at the salon, why I chose those, and what are some of the benefits. So NASA did a study, and actually they found out that plants are really amazing at cleaning the air and removing toxins that are in the air, like formaldehyde and other harmful toxins that just form in our homes, work environments, offices. So these are plants for home, for the office, and in this case for Meleesa the Salon. So plants are amazing. They're amazing because they clean the air and they purify the air. Let's talk about my Boston ferns. So this is a Boston fern, and I have never had as much luck with ferns ever, but I am so proud of my beautiful luscious ferns because these ferns are just so vibrant, and just look at their beautiful curly leaves, and they have all kinds of babies sprouting. Look at these. This is a leaf that is sprouting. You see, it curls and then it starts to unfold. And my secret to ferns are amazing because they help regulate humidity in the air. They bring us a lot of humidity. So if you're someone that is struggling with dryness in your eyes, throat, nose, having ferns around, it's something great. These guys love humidity. I take care of my plants all once a week, okay? So once a week I have a ritual where I take care of my plants, and it's almost like taking care of your hair and your skin. It all goes together, guys. I am a hair artist, yes I am, but I connect my intuition with everything I do because everything needs TLC, and I try to put all the energy into everything because it's all connected. So I moisturize, which in this case is hydrate, and sprinkle my fern with just a bottle of water. My best kept secret, and I think my tip is that they love humidity, and clay pots give them that for the whole week. My ferns have done amazing since I've transported them into clay pots because the clay is porous, made out of mud, clay, and it holds onto the water. So when I water the ferns, then the moisture stays in the clay pot. All these little guys are roots, and the roots are outside giving humidity and absorbing moisture through the air. I love them. They're just little tendrils of hair that the ferns have. So Boston fern, they're amazing, not on direct light, they love humidity, they give out a lot of humidity, and they are just really great on clay pots. Clay pots, I water them once a week. I soak where the pot changes color and becomes really wet, and I just let it be, and it just does magic for me. So this is my Boston fern. Then we are going to talk about spider plants. Spider plant is a great starter plant for beginners. This is a plant that I had never had. It's I got it this year for the opening of this salon, and I just thought, let's try some spider plants. This plant is safe for pets, meaning like if you have a pet that is a chewer or a biter that wants to get into everything, this is a plant that you can have. Some plants, when they're eaten by pets, they're toxic, but this is a plant that is completely safe and non-toxic for pets. It grows babies, so look, it just multiplies. You can take these guys off and put them in a little bit of water, and they will sprout roots and give you more spider plants. This guy likes to be in indirect light. None of these plants love direct sunlight. Indirect sunlight, and again, clay pot. Why? Because the same reason. I wet it, I water it, and the moisture is retained here. And I hang these on macrame, and they're hanging around the shop. So my spider plants are super easy. This is a plant for you to start if you're a first-time plant connoisseur. You want to like dive into the plant world, are scared. Once a week water. When the plant is getting dehydrated or needs water, it'll start to droop and almost change colors to become very dull and whitish. If you wet it and you're patient, after 24 hours, it'll like sprout and get really green again. So that's how I learned how the plant needed water. So tuning into it and paying attention to its needs, right? Water once a week. You sometimes feel when the plant is dying you have to overwater, but you also have to be patient. Anytime you do something for yourself, a hair treatment, right? You put it on your hair, you let it sit, and then you allow the results to happen. Same with your skin, a mask. Same with the plant. You water it, and you just let the soil and the plant absorb everything, just as you would with your hair and your skin, right? Instant gratification is not something that works with plants because they take a process to really rebalance. Same with you, spider plant. All right, so let's talk about another great plant that it's a really great air cleaner, and it's super easy and hardy. It is called the real name starts with an S, I can't remember, but it's call it mother-in-law tongue or snake plant. So these guys do really great everywhere. I have some in the bathroom when there's no natural light and they're thriving, and they do really great on the soil itself, and they do amazing in water. So this is what I do. So this started by a leaf that I clipped from a plant. And we have these in our stations in cups of water because they purify the air so much. Super great purifier. So have them in your room, have them in places that you feel like, you know, there's a little more toxins in your house, where you keep where you clean and it's closer spaces. So it is rooted. And from the root, babies are born. So naturally, it starts to grow its own children. Look at that. That's a tiny little one coming through. And that is another plant that is coming through. So these are snake plants. Once these come to have a lot of roots, you can just plant them in soil and they will thrive. So at this point, I keep them just in the salon stations in water. And they're just fine. They're great. And as they have babies, I kind of just move them around and repot them. Let me show you what they look when I repot them. Oops. I have some in clay pots, baby clay pots, and I have them here for sale at Meleesa the Salon. They're children of our babies. And water them once a week. These ones are in water all the time, but the ones that I have in soil, I water once a week during my ritual of watering plants. Now, something super important to talk about is that plants bring us happiness. They boost our mood. So if you're in an office and you're like feeling like you're down, or you're spending a lot of time with electronics, It's really important to have plants around us because we are intended, we were born in nature, we're creatures of nature, we're connected to all our elements, and when we spend a lot of time indoors and connected to electronics, our moods can change. So having plants around us is very important as a mood booster. It makes us happy. So in your office, maybe just have one of these next to your desk and start connecting with it and start seeing it sprout and grow. It is really exciting and fun, and when I walk by the plants, I always like touch them and, you know, just kind of like, hey, I say, hi guys, how are you doing? It's like pets. They're like pets, but they just get to stay home. And then you can inspire others in your office, and all of a sudden you're gonna have a mini jungle like we do here at Meleesa the Salon. I started with 4 plants and now I have like 20. So this one is a great starter, and it's great because it's very hard to kill. Very resilient plant. Another great thing about plants is that they are great mood boosters, right? And they help with concentration. So in your kids' room, right, have a plant and show them how to take care of something small in case they want a pet. That's a great starter. Some people do a fish, why not a plant? Then at the salon, we also have our potos. I call them potos in Spanish. I don't know what the real name is in English or the pronunciation, but we have these hanging in between stations. And these potos are really great, once again, because we purify the air and we're working with products, although we're sustainable and we're clean, we want to be as clean and have the best work environment and oxygen in our life. So we have a lot of these everywhere, shampoo bowl hanging in stations. These guys are super easy. They grow and they start to have these tendrils that start to grow long. So these are great if you want like a droopy plant, if you want a plant in the shelf to like just travel. Anytime you want to have a baby from these guys, you would just come and wear, it's the little nubs. Let's see if I get closer, my camera. You would cut it right there. So right at the little knuckles, I would say. I don't know what you call them. You would split it, dip this one in water, and start sprouting. It'll start growing long, having more children. And then I put them in vases around the salon with water, just like I do with the snake plants, and I decorate with them. One of the things about the potos is that if it gets too long, the hair gets too long, right? What happens when our hair gets too long? It starts to look stringy, right? Because of the length and the density. We're always more dense through the top, and then as it grows too long, it starts to get like a little bit stringy and not as strong at the end. So it's really important to keep these guys trimmed if you want a full plant. If you want it more long and stringy and you don't mind it not having fullness, then so be it. You are the coiffeur of your plants. So I recommend watering these once a week. Once again, they are great. I've had them where I cut them all the way to the soil, and then they will always resprout. So when we moved from salons, I brought some, but I wanted a clean start, so I just cut them all off. Pretty much gave them like a crop haircut, and then today, if I go look at them, they are really like bushy and grown. Like the hair is like my length in the plants, and they're doing great. So you can always give them a great start. I also have one of those in the restroom where there's no natural light. The light will affect the color of the leaves. So the leaves in that one are a little bit duller. These ones are obviously more green and like lush because they are in direct light. They're hanging and they get all my window light. Now let's talk about benefits again. They clean the air, they make us happier, they help us concentrate, they bring moisture onto the air, and 90% of the moisture the plants absorb is given back to us. So they give back. And plants adapt, right? Sometimes when we need to repot them or we move, they need to have that like adaptation process. They will adapt. Change is hard for us, and so it is to plants. So when we move them around or we change them from a smaller pot to a bigger pot, and we tamper with the roots, we have to understand that they are gonna have to have a period of adjustment, like just like we do if we move into a new town. We need to see like who our neighbors are, where do we shop, all this stuff. So do plants. So it takes time for them to adjust. We are a lot like plants. We have to nurture ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves. We like sunlight because it gives us vitamin D. We adapt to situations. I have a plant that was growing in this little cubby, and she started to grow out. When she couldn't grow up, she started to adapt and grow out, and now she has this like big swoop, and she grew forward like this big bang. And then I got her out, and now she's starting to move back again and grow more leaves in the back. So plants adapt. And another super important thing is that we want to keep their leaves clean. This is my beautiful fiddle leaf tree. Fiddle leaf trees are amazing because they bring this more powerful grounding tree energy to the home. At least for me, that's how I feel. And I feel like now I have like really like a tree that I can ground with inside my space. They are great at indirect sunlight to close sunlight. They thrive on that. They're really strong. My fiddle leaf tree is beautiful and super healthy. I water it once a week. And something that I want to share with you guys is when you start getting a lot of bugs, because like fruit fly type guys happen, it's because the soil, it's too wet. And then, you know, we have an ecosystem for little bugs to grow. Something I did and I learned is sand. This is black sand, and I have laid it on top of my soil. And this allows for the bugs not to come out and bugs not to come in the dirt, and it's worked amazing. And I always put crystals on my plants. Crystals get connected to the earth, they are charged, and they give the plants energy and protection. So that's something I love to do. Also very important, right? We exfoliate, we keep our skin clean because that's where we absorb all of it. It's our largest organ and it absorbs everything. So just like our skin, just like our scalp, we want to keep the leaves of the plants clean because they breathe through them. And when there's a lot of dust, they kind of suffocate. So nothing like a little bit of a wet, damp towel and, you know, some TLC. It doesn't take a lot. You just wipe them down, give it some love. Or another great way to do that is a banana peel in the inside. You use the banana peel to take the dust out, and it also shines. Look how beautiful how they shine. It also shines and polishes the leaves. And I do this in the bigger leaves. My ferns, my photos, and my little baby monstera that I have here. It's so luscious. This guy loves to drink water and is giving me so many babies. It can grow super tall if you put a moss ball, and she's gonna need to get replanted, and I'm coming to terms to that. So we're talking about the process of doing that because she's doing so beautiful. Look at all the children she's giving me. She's very fertile. So we want to make sure we keep their leaves clean, and that's part of like the ritual and TLC. So once a week is all I spend, probably a good hour in all my plants. The ones that I can take out and hose down, they love that. They love a bath and connection to sunlight. The ones that are too big, I just use the little towel, and I have realized that putting the little plastic dishes under makes my life so easy because I just water them and I let them soak. So I hope you guys learned some information about house plants, how to take care of them, how to connect with them. Just follow your intuition, let them guide you. Don't be afraid to try something new. Plants are super resilient. They'll give you a lot of love back, and you'll get a great feeling when you see babies sprout and new leaves come through. And ask me if you need any questions. I'm not a plant connoisseur, but I have learned things from trial and error, and I'm here to help you become a plant lover. Happy plant day, and use your intuition, connect, get grounded, and I love you. Pura vida. We'll see each other in another chapter of plant life. Bye.